So, on this week's episode of the Pagcast, I'd like to thank Ryan Cloley and Jeff, too, for joining. These lovely gentlemen are in their second year of high school, and they are playing on this year's school baseball team. So, let's get right to the first question. What positions do you play?
For me, I'm a shortstop as well as a pitcher.
Okay.
I play third base and I pitch as well.
So, are you guys any, relief pitchers or starting pitchers?
So for my team, I typically start.
Okay.
Yeah, I start, and if I need to go 2-3 innings in the middle of if a doubleheader per se,
Yeah.
I can start the first game, and maybe middle relief for a second game,
Okay.
stuff like that. Yeah.
And then, so for high school baseball, speaking, who's the toughest competition this year?
For sure, either Nelson or Notre Dame. Those two teams are usually really good, and this year's no different. We played them last year. They were really good last year too, especially Nelson. I don't know exactly the score of that game last year. I don't think it was that pretty, but yeah, definitely Nelson or ND. Yeah.
Okay, so then when's the first game of the baseball season?
Our first game is on May 1st. We actually have a doubleheader. Pretty excited for that.
Yes, if it doesn't get rained out,
Yeah.
that'll be awesome.
Is there rain in the forecast?
Yeah,
a bit.
it's supposed to be floods on.
Oh
on
God,
Wednesday. Yeah,
that's
next-
brutal. So then, besides high school baseball, is there any other organization you played baseball for?
I play for the Royals.
Yeah, I play for I play for Fieldhouse. I've been with Fieldhouse since I was 5, but I've been on there on a team since 13U. It's kind of funny because I was 11. I tried out for the 12U team and I made the 13U team, so it was kind of weird. But yeah, I've been with them for 4 or so seasons now.
So do you guys have any aspirations to go pro?
I'd love to. Of course, you always have to have that backup plan. But I'd like to take baseball as far as I can go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. For sure, getting into a college in the U.S. for sure. That's my goal right now.
Okay.
And then once I get to a college in the U.S., that kind of gives you an idea of whether or not you're good enough to make it pro. It's kind of like getting drafted to the OHL for hockey in a way like that. You know, you've made it. People know, your name is being passed around by scouts and stuff like that. So people know of you. It's just whether or not you can really get it together and see if you can make the pros.
Yeah, exactly. So then, what inspired you to start baseball?
I think my parents just sort of threw me into it. My parents both played baseball growing up, so they just sort of put me into it, and I just liked the game, so I kept playing.
That's good.
Yeah, for me, both my parents have very little athletic ability.
Okay.
But my dad loved the Jays, and he watched them a lot as a kid. You can see pictures of him when he was 16 or so. He had Blue Jays hat and really scruffy hair, and now he's bald as everything. His head glistens. But yeah, I wanted to play sports because I had a lot of energy, but I sucked at every other sport that I tried playing. At hockey, I'd use my stick as a gun, so obviously hockey wasn't the goal. And I also couldn't skate backwards in hockey.
Yeah.
So after I stopped, wasn't able to skate backwards, I kind of just threw it in the trash can and never looked at hockey again. But then once the first baseball practice, it was just love at first sight.
Right. Yeah.
Baseball. Yeah.
So then, what are your strengths and areas that you can improve on for the game of baseball?
That is a very tough question. For me, it's definitely hitting.
Okay.
Hitting is something that I need to improve on for sure. But one of my strengths as a pitcher is my arm angle. I throw at a lower arm angle than most pitchers, so it allows my pitches to have more break on it and stuff like that, so it moves differently. So that's definitely a strength I have as a pitcher. And one thing for fielding is I have to improve changing my arm angle for
for
infielding.
sure.
It's
it
weird.
must be very
It's kinda
different.
Yeah, it's different because if I have my lower arm angle for when I'm fielding, the ball has tail.
Yeah.
And you don't want ball to tail when you're throwing to first base because your first baseman's going to have a hard time catching it if it has tail.
Exactly. Jeff, do you have anything
for me,
to say?
I'd say I'd say my strength is fielding. I'm a good fielder. But I'd say my weakness is I'm not the biggest guy, so I don't throw the ball the hardest. I don't hit the ball the hardest. So I'd like to get bigger. A little stronger, hit the ball harder, throw the ball harder. But I like to play to my strengths now. Make a lot of contact, get the ball in play, run it out.
So then, how and where do you plan on getting better? Because on last week's podcast, by the way, check that out if you haven't. It's a good one. You can just play drop and shinny to work on hockey. So like, where do you practice these baseball skills and how?
So for baseball, I know around as well. For our teams, we have like indoor facilities that you can go to. And so we'll have team practices, but then you also, for us at least, we have times where our facility's just open and you're welcome to come in whenever you want. Just get some extra work in.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's the same thing for us. So during the week, we have position-specific practices that you go to.
Yeah.
So Monday is smaller group hitting. So for your team, it's like 5 or 6 guys that come in to hit on Mondays. And then Tuesdays are pitching, Wednesdays are infield, Thursdays are outfield. Friday is mass infield. So it's an hour and a half of just infielding.
Oh, wow.
And then the Saturday and Sundays are both team practices. So based off what you play, then you can maybe get you can come in 4 or 5 times a week, which is really good.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
And if you don't play a specific position, there's always an hour hitting block.
Okay.
That you can come in and hit if you don't play that specific position. So for me, I play all 3 for my team.
Yeah.
So there are some days where I can't do that. There's some days where I can't practice 7 days a week.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, or else so I like taking at least the Monday off for my small hitting group, so because I don't have to do it every week.
Yeah.
But yeah, 7 days is a little outrageous.
It is.
I like going 5-6 times a week, which is
that's good. Yeah. Then final question: do you guys have any superstitions?
Yeah. I don't let anyone touch my equipment. You can't put your hand in my glove. Put your hand in my glove.
Okay.
No. I hate. This is a crazy one, but I hate when people touch the barrel of my bat. If you're gonna touch my bat, you can only touch the handle. I don't even touch the barrel of my own bat. And if you do, you're getting punched pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, do we superstitions?
Basically, just I kind of one of my coach said that brought this up to me one time. It's kind of like baseball gods. It's kind of weird, but if you don't respect the game won't respect you.
That's
stuff
true.
like that.
Yeah, I do see that.
So that's something that that's big for me. So stuff like don't step on the dirt when it's getting made before a game.
Oh yeah.
Don't step on the foul line.
Yeah.
That's big. That's bad.
Oh, that's huge. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have the exact same walk up every time. I don't change it at all. I walk up, I take a swing behind outside the batter's box, and then I dust out the batter's box. Yeah. On the inside with my cleat, I level out the dirt, and then I step in. And then I remember one time I was at a tournament, and I was doing this, and the umpire started yelling at me.
Oh my god!
Because he thought I was just kicking dirt around, and it was kind of windy. And he's like, "We got enough blowing around here. We don't need you or anything else." So yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, sorry. You want to add something?
Because I have the same thing for hitting as well as pitching. Getting on the mound before every pitch, I do the same thing.
All right.
A little routine I like to go through. Same with hitting, getting into the box, like you said.
Yeah.
That's actually a big thing when it comes to preparing for games. Is that you have to figure out which routine sort of works for you.
Exactly.
That's a big thing.
Because everyone's different.
Yeah. For one guy on my team, he likes to take 6 pitches before each inning when he's starting. He likes to take 6 warm-up pitches. For me, I throw 3. I go through my 3 pitches, and then I'm good to go. Because if I throw 6, then my arm is tired for the actual inning.
Yeah.
So I found that out the hard way by letting up 4 runs in an inning when I threw 8 pitches for a warm-up. But it's a big thing. You have to figure out what's best for you. If you need to run before a game, if you need extra stretching, if you want stuff like that. You need to figure it out for yourself, so you know what to do.
All right, and then last question. As a pitcher, you guys are both pitchers. What pitches do you throw?
So I have 5 different pitches I like to use. So I throw the straight fastball. I throw a sinker. I have my curveball. I have a changeup, and then I also throw a slider.
Oh, that's gonna be nasty.
I got a lot of pitches.
Yeah. I throw a slider, and I can throw a curveball, but I like my slider more. I like to use my slider more.
Yeah, sliders can be really good.
Yeah, I like to use my slider more. I have a changeup and my 4-seam fastball. I can use the 2-seam as well. I just like using the 4-seam because I have more sort of control.
Yeah.
But if it's if the fastball, the 4-seam not really working, then maybe I'll use the 2-seam because it sort of has the same same speed to some extent, but it just tails a little more. So yeah.
For me, for my pitches, like I'll get control of my fastball, but then the rest of my pitches, and on my changeup I have a lot of control. But the rest of my pitches just more for movement, trying.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
really good type of
So, like,
pitching.
One big thing though is like to get to college, or university, you need one pitch that you can throw wherever you want.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever you
Confidence.
want. You need
Yeah.
one pitch. You need one pitch to get to college or university. To get drafted, you need 2 of those pitches. So whether that's fastball and changeup, fastball, curveball, you need at least 1 to 2 pitches that you can call on and throw wherever you want on the plate, anywhere you want. And then to get like to the pros, you need 3 or 4 definitely.
And have you guys found out those pitches?
Most people start off with the fastball.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would assume
fastball is
so.
pretty much the pitch you first learn. It's just a straight one. It's the easiest to control.
Yeah.
Every pitcher will start off with a fastball.
Yeah.
And then most people introduce either like the two-seam, the changeup next. Because a lot of people don't like to throw curveballs at a young age.
No.
Your arm situation.
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing about sliders is why I've been throwing them for like about 2 years now. My slider is because I don't throw it like a curveball. Like
Okay.
I don't like torque my arm or anything like that. I throw it like a fastball. I just have a different grip on it.
Okay.
So that's what a slider does, and that's what a slider should be thrown as, because it's basically a curveball. It just takes way less tear on your arm. But there's Asuna. He throws like it throws it like a curveball, but the same grip. But he throws it like a curveball. He's close for the Blue Jays. He throws it like a curveball as well. So once I've started doing that now, throwing it more like a curveball with actual like wrist torque. But I'm trying to keep your arm safe and stuff like that. That's what a lot of coaches like to do, is just keep your arm safe. So keep it simple for the most part, and like not a lot of hitters are really gonna like know the difference between a fastball and a curveball for the most part.
Yeah.
So it's not that big of a difference. And if you're 12 years old, how good is your curveball really
It's
gonna
probably
be
not
at
going
that
to be
age?
that effective.
Like how good is that curveball really gonna be? So there's no point of ruining a kid's career at 12 years old or something like that for a pitch that's not really going to do much for them. So that's a big thing.
All right, well, I'd like to thank these lovely gentlemen again. So we got Jeff and Ryan. And
Thanks,
we'll see you guys next week.
All right, see you.
Thank you.